So we have a breaking news update early this Saturday morning, and it comes to the new ICC cycle that is going to come about in the next 3 years. Remember, we were all wondering where and when will the ICC host all the major tournaments that is there. There were reports, there were sources, but now there is an official confirmation about it. The ICC have released the new cycle of events that will happen from 2024 to 2027, and India is going to host two World Cups in this 3 year cycle. Now, remember, from 2024 to 2027, you're going to see a lot of T20 World Cups, a lot of under 19 World Cups, the Women's World Cups are going to happen, as well as the ODI World Cup. This new cycle that you're going to see, 3 years, 2024 begins with the World T20 and it ends with the ODI World Cup of 2027. So these are the tournaments that India is officially going to host in this 3 year cycle. India have gotten two World Cups. The two World Cups that India have gotten is the you've gotten the Women's Cricket World Cup that will be held in October, November of 2025. That is the first major event that India is going to host. Remember, India had hosted the Women's World Cup about in 2013. About 12 years later, India is once again going to host the Women's ODI World Cup. That is the first major World Cup that we are going to host. Then in October, November of 2026, these are the dates. October, November 2026, India and Sri Lanka are going to co-host the T20 World Cup. The men's T20 World Cup, India is going to co-host. Because remember, the last time India hosted the T20 World Cup, it was in 2016. 10 years later, India and this time Sri Lanka also will co-host the T20 World Cup, and that will happen around October, November. So essentially for Indian cricket fans, two major events are going to happen at home in the 2024 to 2027 cycle. Number one is going to be the Women's Cricket World Cup. 50 overs for the first time since 2013. That is going to happen around October, November of 2025. This is the official ICC press release that we are giving you at this point in time. Then in October, November of 2026, India is going to host the Men's T20 World Cup. And you all wanted to know when is the 2024 Men's T20 World Cup? June 1 to June 30, that we have already made it official. The dates have been announced. What about the Champions Trophy? Remember, the ICC Champions Trophy in 2025 is going to be hosted by Pakistan, but we do not know at this point in time whether they will host it or not. Remember the bilateral tensions that exist. So already there is a limbo about when Pakistan will host the 2025 Champions Trophy. But the month is out. February 2025, the Men's Champions Trophy, the ICC Champions Trophy, which is coming back after a gap of 8 years, that will be hosted on February 2025. Remember these dates. February 2025, ICC Champions Trophy. October, November of 2026, the Men's T20 World Cup is going to be co-hosted rather, by India and Sri Lanka. And then the Women's World Cup, which is going to happen in 2025, that will also happen around October, November. So October, November of 2025 and 2026 are two major events when you look at it. October, November of 2025, Women's World Cup. October, November 2026, the Men's T20 World Cup. Champions Trophy, which is slated to be held in Pakistan, that is going to be in February 2025. So after the end of the T20 World Cup, 7 months later, the next ICC event is about to happen. Now, amidst all of this, there are other events also that are of vital importance to cricket fans. There is the Women's T20 World Cup that will be held in Bangladesh in October, November of 2024. And then you have the World Test Championship final that will be held in June. Lords is the venue. We had earlier done a report that Lords will host the 2025 World Test Championship final. Well, it has finally come about in that sense. So Lords will host the 2025 World Test Championship final. Then you look at all the other things. In 2027 also, the World Test Championship final will be held in England. But where is the venue going to be in 2027? That we do not know. We know that it may either be Lords or it could either be the Oval yet again. So looking at it, June of 2027 also, England will host the World Test Championship final. Now, the most important thing is the Men's Cricket World Cup, October of November 2027, South Africa, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. Because these three teams are hosting the World Cup, it is automatically going to be a 14-team World Cup. Your format is going to change. The 2023 World Cup was the last time you played in the round robin phase. 9 teams, you play each other. Now it's going to be in the 2003 format, where there will be a Super 6, where there will be all the other major things. Top 2 teams in the Super 6 go through to the semi-final. Semi-final, who wins goes through to the final. Namibia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa are going to automatically qualify as the hosts. So that is why this is a major, major development that is there. So, looking at the situation that is there, Women's Cricket World Cup, India in October, November 2025. Men's T20 World Cup, Sri Lanka and India co-hosting in October, November. That is the major, major news we are giving you at this point in time. So, Women's T20 Champions Trophy, this is also going to be a historic one. Women's T20 Champions Trophy is going to be held in February. That will be hosted by Sri Lanka. So remember, Sri Lanka are hosting a lot of games at this point in time. India, Sri Lanka in 2026, Women's Champions Trophy in February 2027, Sri Lanka are hosting it. So that is the current situation that we have got. So plenty to look forward to for Indian cricket fans at this point in time. Remember the dates, October, November, you're going to see a lot of action in 2025, 2026. And also in 2024 as well. So 2025 Women's World Cup, October, November. 2026 Men's T20 World Cup. Champions Trophy officially February 2025. After June, 7 months later, you're going to see the Champions Trophy. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And before I end the stream, sports fantasy, we can all host every other World Cup. Revenue will be max. Hope winning one trophy is also, of course, see, sports fan, the priority is to win. If some things don't go your way, then it just doesn't go your way. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Maybe 2023 ODI World Cup was just not meant to be. So that is the way you have to take it all with a pinch of salt. So we are going to be live for the India versus England third day's play. It started at this point. You can all join us at Sports Today for all the latest updates that we bring you. And don't forget to download the Sports mobile app for all the information you need in English and Hindi. Bye-bye.